So one of the things, again, is comfort food, right? So if you think about, well, what is comfort food to you versus what is comfort food to me, right? It could be everything from something they crave from a childhood.
Hey Canada, welcome to another episode of Dana's Culinary Insights. Super special guest with me. I have Donna Bottrell over here, who's our Director of Culinary Nutrition. So we're going to get into it. But if you haven't already, you can follow us at danahospitality.ca, or you can check us out at LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, using @DanaHospitality. So without further ado, let's get into it. So Donna, lots of questions here. You are a formally trained dietitian and our Director of Culinary Nutrition. So I got to ask you, what are the top 3 things you look for as a dietitian when assessing any food service provider's offering?
Great. Thanks, Jay. So one of the things that I'll be looking for this fall, or a few of the things, I actually have added one more, things that I've been looking at for the fall is things like soup, right? Comforting soup, and popular, kinds of soup. So not having too wacky, crazy flavors and stuff like that, but really sticking to the top 10 or so soups that people are looking for. And then when we think about like the hot entrees, we want to make sure that we have both some healthy options, not just comforting options, but healthy options. And then things like convenience food, salads or grain-based salads, whole entree salads that have protein, either animal, plant, or both. So just making sure that I can come in, grab and go with just one thing that I have to grab. And then, of course, let's not forget those healthy snacks. We want to make sure that we're feeding both the people looking for indulgent, comforting snacks, but also I'm looking for some healthy snacks and I want to grab something for later. So we got to make sure we have both.
Right, nice. Yeah. And I noticed in those 3 things, you mentioned snacks, salads, and soups. You're big on soups. Mm-hmm. I think as customers all the time, we're fixated with entrees, right? We look at the feature. But as a dietitian, why did you focus on those 3 kind of peripheral things?
So if you think about what everybody's going through, and we're trying to address that comfort and healthy, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not just about the entrees. It's what else can I take or come and pick up at one time, right? Sure. So soup is comforting, right? So people are going to be going, oh, thank goodness there's chicken noodle soup today. I really needed that today, right? Salads is about the idea of a complete salad, right? They're going to be missing the salad station, so that the idea that it's all in one makes it something easy to grab. It's healthy and I don't have to think about it. So that your health. And then snacks, right? I'm going to pick up some snacks for later. No, you don't want just to have indulgent snacks. You want to have those healthy snacks. So it's just making sure that we are not just thinking about entrees, but actually thinking about some of those other things that people are going to be looking for.
So what do you think are some staples that food services should generally have in their inventory or in their cafe? What are some of the things you look for?
So if you think about some of the things that have been very popular over the last few months, so we're talking pizza, pasta, and fried chicken, any which way, right? So a lot of that going on, being taken out, right, for people picking up for home. What we want to make sure is, yes, we're going to have options that mimic that, right? Because people are still going to be looking for those kinds of things. They're popular, right? But at the same time, what we saw is that plant-based eating continued to grow. It continued to stay popular. It didn't go down, right? So it was climbing before March, and it stayed. So the good news is that continued to be important to people, and they are trying to eat more plant-based eating. So the good news is, we want to make sure that continues, that we're meeting the needs of those people who maybe started while they were at home and want to continue with half plant, half meat, all plant, whatever they prefer. And so we really just need to make sure that we're doing things in a complete way and that we're allowing everybody to get what they need.
As a professional dietitian, and having seen kind of the different buying behaviors that consumers went through at the start and even at the middle of the pandemic, like baking supplies we saw ran out or was very popular. Did you see any big clear trends to you in terms of consumer diets and dietary habits?
Yeah, so what we're seeing, and now we're kind of in the middle, potentially, of where we're at. So it really depends on the person. There's so much going on. It really depends on the individual. If you think about behaviors that we're seeing, like it depended on what kind of stress eater you were, right? It depended on the idea that your access to food. Did you have good access to food while you were at home, right? All that, and then your food literacy, or your love or enjoyment or ability to cook or bake, right? So all of that really has influenced the trends, right? So when you think about that, we also have to think about the themes, right? So if you think of number one is we know that people are looking for comfort food, right? So
yeah, for sure.
Because of the uncertainty, the whole thing, people are still living in uncertainty. We don't know what the next 5-6 months look like.